Hey everyone, I'm going to try and keep this quick and simple. I'm going to tell you guys the 7 biggest things, 7 biggest mistakes I made starting a ketogenic diet. I like to keep this for beginners because I think if you've been keto adapted or been in this for more than 6 months to a year, you're going to be doing different things. First of all, if you're just checking out the ketogenic diet, do not jump in head first. The reason I know that is because I did it. I looked at it. I thought, this is awesome. You can eat cheese. You can have meat. Got it. Cutting out the carbs. Well, lo and behold, as you start checking out ingredients, you're going to find a lot of the things that you thought were keto are not. Even realizing that cheese has carbs in them. Yogurts that you used to eat that you think are healthy can have up to 16 grams of sugar in them. So I learned a lot by finding I was thinking I was eating keto and I really was not. Also, you don't have a lot of recipes or know what to cook. I did a lot more tomatoes and things that I found out were higher carbohydrate vegetables, and I didn't even know it, or thinking potatoes and stuff are even better. So what you want to do is you want to phase yourself in. Start cutting things out, start learning and adapting slowly by lowering the breads, cutting out things, having pasta a little bit, switching down to sweet potatoes, and then to cutting them out entirely. I think it gives your body less of a shock anyways if you start to phase yourself into a ketogenic lifestyle. And if you're doing this as a lifestyle, then you have the rest of your life to figure it out. If you're doing this just for weight loss, then this may not be the right thing for you if it's just for weight loss, because you could potentially hurt yourself switching back and forth so harshly with your body utilizing different things. So you want to be careful with that. Second of all, too much info. I remember once I learned about the keto lifestyle, I wanted to get as much information as fast as possible. And the thing is, you can't receive more knowledge than what you're ready to handle at the time anyways. So I got started and thinking like, what the heck is this intermittent fasting? What the heck is, these people no longer have coffee? Or like, what are they eating now? Or, oh, that's wrong, I shouldn't have protein shakes, or whatever. Do not mess with what's working for you. You can get overwhelmed by too much information that it seems frustrating, and I call it information constipation. You have so much information, but you don't know how to handle it or what to do with it. So you want to be careful. You want to submerge yourself very closely to a beginner's guide of keto, rather than just jumping on board and trying to go full blast into it, because you're more likely to not succeed that way. 3 is water intake. I don't know why this is so hard for people. I love water. It's mostly what I drink all the time. And I think because a lot of people can have coffee on keto, is a lot of times they'll drink coffee all day, but it's not the same thing as water, and you have to stay hydrated. Water, 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 water. Plus, a lot of the fruits and things that you normally used to eat contained lots of water. You're no longer eating those kinds of things. So you need to make sure that water intake is there. So whatever you got to do to get that down, lemon water, sweeten it with a little bit of stevia. I don't know, there's multiple things out there, seltzer waters, but get your water in, get it in, because this lifestyle really needs you to have lots of water. So with that water, also, what comes to mind next is your veggies. A lot of times people are afraid of going too high in carbohydrates, and so they think, I'm going to do as little as close to none as possible. Well, you start cutting out your vegetables a lot of times that way. You just start eating meat and cutting out vegetables. But you really want to keep that veggie content in there. You need it for the fiber, the water. It's good for your gut, the vitamins, the minerals. We need those things for our bodies. So I wouldn't be afraid. I mean, half a cup, or not half a cup, like half a bag of lettuce is probably like 4 carbs. Like, I don't think you're going to overdo it if you add a half a cup more of greens into your salad or whatever. So make sure you get those veggies in, especially the leafy greens. Oh, excuse me, there goes my hiccups. The leafy greens can almost be as negatives just because they're so high in fiber, and by the time your body digests them, they're next to nothing anyways. So I don't even consider all carbs as a carb. That's why I don't really watch my vegetable carbs that much. If I'm doing more like the leafy greens and things like that, I just eat as much as I feel like I want, even asparagus. As long as I'm watching the oil and the salt content and those things that I'm putting on it. But I'll eat as many veggies as I want to feel satisfied, and it really hasn't slowed me down. And it may not even mess with your ketosis if that's what you're really pushing for. Whoa, watch yourself. Okay, so the next thing is basically vitamins, allergies. When you're switching a diet and your body's used to getting certain things and you don't know what to eat, so you're usually eating more of the same things over and over again, you want a variety of minerals and vitamins. So I recommend taking like a daily vitamin. We're all usually lacking in one area or another. Anyways, it just makes sure that you're not lacking. Or at least follow up with a doctor, get some blood work done after, a few months, just to make sure you're not lacking in anything, or what you could do or be eating to fix that deficiency. So it's not that you have to take vitamins, it's that you can't be deficient in something either. So that is a big one that a lot of people on a ketogenic diet do get deficiencies. It's not that what you're eating is bad for you, it's that you're missing other components to your diet. I am so sorry, I do not know why my nose is so itchy. And then allergies. Your allergies will change. I noticed that before, when I was having gluten and grains and stuff, I didn't have certain allergic reactions. And then when I started keto, I could barely eat. I could eat a couple eggs a week, but that was it. It would almost hurt my stomach. Like, I could have them 2 or 3 days a week, but if I had eggs more than that, I was going to have an upset stomach. Now that I don't have the grains, or I'm not eating oatmeal and stuff, eggs no longer bug me. I can eat as many eggs as I want to. They don't really seem to affect my body the same way. Also, when I cut out grains, and especially gluten, I discovered that I do have a chocolate allergy. Now, sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's not. It just depends on like the type of chocolate. There's just a couple, but occasionally I will break out in hives. Or there was something a while ago, my lips were breaking out from something I was eating. So you want to be careful. Your allergies will change, or things that used to bug you. Just when you get rid of that inflammation, your body's like, okay, we don't have to fight this anymore. Let's focus on this real allergy. So if you're not eating grains and you're not eating gluten, then your body can focus on its original allergies again. And those can change too. So just be careful. My doctor described it to me this way. He's like, the fact that your body's having an allergic response is not necessarily a bad thing. It means it's trying to combat it. But sometimes it needs you to phase it back in, or like play around with it a little bit, or dropping something else so that your body can handle that allergy again. So even if you have trouble with dairy or whatever, reintroduce it a little while later and see how you handle it here and there, or phase it in 2 times a week, and then gradually see if you can do more. And then last but not least, guys, this is probably the biggest component ever that I could ever share with you, is that part of learning is failing. It's the biggest thing I can leave you with, is that when you get started, you might have a weakness where you're at a family dinner and you eat a piece of cake. You might mess up, think you were eating keto all week, and then you blow it by doing something stupid over the weekend. Or you're good and then you drink a bunch of alcohol. Whatever it is, it's part of your learning curve, and don't let that slow you down. All you need to know is, okay, this is where I'm weak. How do I go about changing this? How do I move on from this? How do I learn from this? So taking it at stride, making sure that there is no one little quick, easy way, and that you're going to mess up, and that's okay. That's part of the learning process. is that you're going to mess up a little bit. But just make sure that you keep moving forward, and sometimes you might need to reset your goal. If you're aiming for fully keto, you might need to aim for low carb for a little bit, or you might need to do something else. And sometimes, as I have done, I did a seasonal ketosis. I did hardcore ketosis for about 3 months, and then part of it in the spring and summer, I wanted to add some fruit back in, and I did do that. So, and it worked better for my lifestyle and what I wanted, and it made me happy, and I am okay with that. And I did put on a little bit of weight, but that's to be expected when you're adding carbs back into your life. You're going to put on some of that water and fiber, and your body is going to bulk up a little bit in the carbohydrates. But now that I'm going back down into keto, it's already coming right back off, so I'm not even worried about it. And just continuing to grow myself as a person. So I hope that helps you guys. Don't forget to comment, like, and share.